Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amber. If this is your first time tuning in with me, welcome to my channel. This actually is not my first video. I haven't filmed in several years, but I did try to do a video recently and I couldn't get it to upload, which is another story for another day. But we're going to try this again. Hopefully I can get this one to upload and hopefully it'll be up soon. So this one, this video is all about the new Too Faced Born This Way collection. As you all probably know by now, Miss Jackie Aina here on YouTube, which is one of my favorite YouTubers. She actually collaborated with Too Faced in partnership to create some other shades to extend their shade range. So before, when I tried out the foundation, I did try out the color Hazelnut, and it was pulling a little red on my skin. So I actually went and purchased another shade as soon as it launched online, which I kind of knew to go with Tiramisu, but for some reason I went with Spice Rum. For whatever reason, my crazy mind did that. So it was a little too light, so I actually found the foundation in store, which it took a while to actually find because my Bake Sephora did not have the collection at all. The foundation, they had the new concealers, they did not have the foundation. I actually went to Ulta. I called Ulta before I went there. Ulta said that they had the foundation, but when I went, the display had just the display of all the old foundations with all of the new foundations missing. So it's like a circular display with all the foundations. You can kind of turn it and rotate it, but all of the new shades were missing. So they had a display of all of the old shades, which they already had that in store. So that was crazy. But anyway, so I called another Ulta. The same thing. She said that they had it, so I asked her specifically, could you check on the color Chai, Tiramisu, and Spice Rum, and she came back and told me that they did not have those colors in stock. So I finally called Sephora JCPenney, and she said that they had it, they just not have it on display, but it was in their little drawer at the bottom. Okay, perfect. Went over there, they actually opened at 11 o'clock. So I went in there, purchased what I needed to purchase, okay? So what I'm going to do is show you a comparison of Spice Rum and Tiramisu, which is the two colors that I do have. And then I think Tiramisu is my color. So I'm going to swatch Tiramisu next to Fenty Beauty 440 and next to Makeup Forever Y 535, which I think are pretty much my go-to foundations, okay? I also have the concealers. I have both of the concealers, the older one and the newer one. And then I also have a primer and a translucent setting powder. So we're going to go through all of that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright guys, so I'm going to start with Spice Rum. So everybody should probably know what the packaging looks like, but this is what kind of box it came in. Okay, I don't know if that's focusing. And this is the bottle here, and this is actually the color Spice Rum. Alright, so I'm going to swatch Spice Rum. I'm going to use my chest for reference because I normally match face to chest. So this is Spice Rum. I'm going to swatch it here. So this is Spice Rum here. Okay. Okay, so this is Spice Rum. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to swatch. As you can see, Spice Rum looks, I'll swatch it on my face as well for people who like face swatches. That's Spice Rum. Okay. Now I'm going to take my middle finger. I don't mean to flick y'all off. And this is the color Tiramisu. Focus for me. There we go, Tiramisu. Alright, so I'm going to take Tiramisu and swatch that one right next to it. Gotta pump it a little bit because it's a brand new bottle. I swatched this one in the store, so I haven't even swatched it on me yet. So that's Tiramisu there. So I think Tiramisu is a better color match for me. And here is Tiramisu right beside Spice Rum. Okay. So that's what that looks like. And as you can see, Tiramisu is kind of melting into my skin. You can't even really see the swatch. So that's why I'm thinking that one is more of my skin tone. So there is Spice Rum, there's Tiramisu. Okay, I'm going to take Spice Rum off. I'm going to take everything off of my face. I'm going to take Spice Rum off of my chest. I'm the shade 440 in Fenty. So I am going to swatch 440 right next to Tiramisu here. Shake it up real good because we know this is really watery. Alright, so that's Fenty 440. I'm going to put it here. Alright, and these are actually shades that I actually use, okay? So, you know, this looks, let me get a little bit more so you can really see it. Once you start blending these out and they start to set, they actually really do work, okay? Alright, so 440. And then I'm going to swatch the Makeup Forever. And this is in the color Y535. Alright, so this is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD. And I'm going to swatch it on the other side of Tiramisu. And I am using my 4th finger this time. Alright, so I'm just going to put this right here. Look at my mirror so I can see what I'm doing. Alright, so as we can see, Tiramisu is probably just a little bit more, is a little bit darker than these other two. I think the Fenty 440 and the Makeup Forever is pretty close in color. The Makeup Forever is a little more of a golden undertone, and the Fenty has a little tiny bit more red in it. Yeah, and Tiramisu is kind of like, it's a little dark, but I think I can make it work. Okay. Alright, so those are the swatches. So that's Fenty 440. This is Born This Way, Too Faced Born This Way Tiramisu. And this is the Makeup Forever Y535 in the Ultra HD Liquid Foundation. Okay, so I'm just going to take these off. So this foundation is infused with coconut water, alpine rose, and hyaluronic acid. The coconut water is aiding in delicately replenishing the skin's moisture levels. For the alpine rose, it helps brighten and boost skin's radiance, and the hyaluronic acid is used for a smoother, more youthful appearance. Okay, so it's supposed to be hydrating, long-wearing, photo-friendly, and non-comedogenic. Okay, this oil-free foundation masterfully diffuses the line between makeup and skin, coverage so undetectable and skin so naturally flawless they'll think you were born this way. Okay, alrighty, so let's go ahead, and I do have a Too Faced primer here as well. This is the Hangover RX Replenishing Face Primer. So this one has coconut water, it's probiotic based ingredient, and skin revivers. So let's see what it says, because that was kind of crazy description. Alright, it says, when long days of work and late nights of play give you a beauty hangover, this is your instant cure. Hangover is a revolutionary makeup primer infused with coconut water, probiotic-based ingredient, and skin revivers that work together to boost skin's radiance, promote elasticity, and help hydrate while locking down makeup for a fresher, longer, and a more flawless wear. Okay, so I'm going to use some of this. It's the first time I've ever tried this. It does have a pump. So it came with a little top here, and it does have a pump. So I'm just gonna pump this. So I pump, this is 2 pumps of it, and I'm just gonna kind of dot this all over the face. It smells really good. It smells like coconut, actually. All right, so I'm just gonna put this all over my skin, and I have a I'm gonna say normal to dry skin, because I am normal in some areas, but I'm pretty much gonna say more so on the dry area when it comes to what my skin is like. So I'm more so dry than normal. Before that, the only thing I have on my skin is cocoa butter, which if I get out of the shower and I just sit here, my skin just feels like it's gonna crack, so I have to have something on there. So that's what I have on my face. And then now this primer. Okay, it doesn't feel very moisturizing to me. I think the Fenty primer actually feels a little bit more moisturizing to me than that one did. It doesn't burn or anything. My skin can be a little sensitive. It doesn't burn or anything like that. It doesn't feel very heavy on the skin. I mean, you can feel it. It feels a little sticky. Okay. All right, so while I'm letting that set for a second, let's talk about the concealers. I do have the, let's talk about the prices, actually. All right, so the foundation was $39 for the foundation. The setting powder was $32. The concealer is, let's see, which one am I talking about? The concealer was $29. That's the new concealer. The old concealer is $28. And this primer I think was like a this is like a travel size. I can't remember which one I bought now. It doesn't have prices on here. So this is the 1/2 ounce hangover primer. I can't remember how much that one was. Alrighty. So I'm gonna go in, let's see. We'll do this side of my face with a brush and maybe this side of my face with a beauty blender. Alright, so this is Tiramisu here, shaking it up. I'm gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand. I'm gonna use one pump. That is one pump right there to start out with. Okay. And I'm actually just gonna use my finger and kind of dab it on this side of my face. Put a little bit more here. Alright, so I'm going to take my Morphe 439 brush and I'm going to just blend this out. I'm coming in a little bit closer so y'all can see. Don't mind my edges now, y'all don't be talking about me. Alright, so I have some light spots on my face right here on this side. So I'm just going to dab right here and some light spots. I'm just going to dab a little bit more on those areas. Okay, this is still one pump and this is just one layer. I'm just going to dab just a little bit more right there and kind of work that into the skin a little bit more. So far it doesn't feel heavy on the skin at all. It feels just very natural. I think the color looks really, really good from what I can see in the viewfinder and in my mirror. I think it looks pretty good. Just bring it down to my neck a little bit. And I think it actually looks really, really good. Like it actually looks like my skin, but better. So that's what that side's looking like. I like that. Alright, so I still have a good bit left from out of that one pump. Alright, so I'm going to take my beauty blender, and this is the original, this is a real beauty blender. That's the little box that came out, and this is the color Sapphire. Alright, I'm just going to dot this all over my face on this side. I'm trying to look at my mirror at the same time, y'all. That's what I'm doing. Alright, so I'm just going to take the bottom of the beauty blender sponge. And this one is damp. And I'm just going to press that into the skin. Alright, I do have some little scarring here. I'm going to put that right there from like bumps and stuff. So we'll see how well it does there in that area. Like I said, my beauty blender is damp. I have to bring out my crack up mirror too so I can see what I'm doing up close, child. Alright, so it covered a little bit. You can still kind of see those bumps coming through. I personally don't mind that because it's just a part of my skin. As long as it's like covered just a little bit, it really doesn't bother me too much. Alright, so this is what one application is looking like in the mirror. I don't think it looks bad on camera. I don't know if it's looking too bad. I have to just look at it when I see the footage, but I don't think it's looking too bad. I normally would probably stop here at this point because I think it looks good. I don't really like a very full coverage makeup, and I think it looks very skin-like. I don't like to really pile it on as to where it's going to look very cakey either. So, and I actually like application with both the sponge and the brush side. So yeah. All right, I'm gonna go in with one more layer. I'm gonna go in with one more layer, just one more for purposes of this video. I probably would just stop here because I actually really like the way that this looks. Let me see. Let me just look one more time in my mirror here before I decide whether or not I'm gonna go on with one more layer or not. I think it just doesn't look like I'm wearing anything on the skin at all. So I'll go in with one more layer just to see if it's a little buildable. So I'm just going to put one more pump. All right, and that's one more pump. And these pumps are very generous. So going in with several layers, I probably will stop after this one because, like I said, I don't like a very full coverage. But I also don't want it to look very cakey either. All right, if I keep doing this. All right, so this is my brush size. I'm just going to see if it's a little buildable, especially in those areas where I have the lighter pigments of my skin. I don't know why my skin does that, but I have like two really light spots on this side of my skin. Just go over the eyelid too. Come down. All right, so I feel like that made it look a little bit more full coverage, and that's just on my skin tone. I'm gonna say more full coverage on my skin tone only because I don't have that many imperfections. On somebody else it may not look like it's full coverage. Okay, all right, so this is the sponge side. I like my forehead doesn't need a whole lot because I don't have too many imperfections. Trying to get down here where those bumps are and put the rest there. Alright, so that was 2 full pumps, okay? Go back in with my beauty blender. Alright, so yeah, so I think this is a little too much for me. Like, I probably would have stopped after the first application of one pump and just let my minor imperfections peek through so that it looked more skin-like. But I don't think that it looks too bad. As far as a shade match, I don't think that looks bad. I think it matches my chest. So yeah, so that's what it's looking like. Let's see down here. I mean, it's covered it pretty good. But like I said, that's pretty much my only little area of concern there, that area. Okay, so I think it looks pretty good. What do you guys think? I think it looks pretty good. Can't complain. So for me, that gave me full coverage. And looking at myself in the mirror, I feel like I have on too much makeup because I'm not used to wearing such full coverage makeup. Like I like a medium to natural coverage. But I think it looks really good on the skin. It looks nice and radiant. I think my skin looks nice and healthy. It doesn't look cakey at all at this point. I'm starting to sweat. And there is no foundation on the market that can combat my sweat. I'm telling you. And I live in South Carolina, so the weather down here is like 104 degrees like every day. So yeah. Alright, so this is what 2 pumps. This is what it looks like with 2 pumps on the face. Okay. Alright, so I'm liking it so far. Good match. Shout out to Jackie. Jackie, you did that. Like I said, hazelnut was too red on me. This shade right here, beautiful. The finish, everything is nice. I know you didn't have anything to do with that part, but thank you so much for the shade matches and being able to create something that we can look forward to having. Kudos to you. Alright. Okay, so let's get into the concealers. Alright, so I'm going to do one concealer on one side and one concealer on the other side. This is the Naturally Radiant Concealer. I'm going to put it on my sponge side, and the multi-use sculpting concealer, and they say only to use a dot of this. I'm going to put it on this side. I'm going to blend them both with a beauty blender. I just want to see. I think they already look a little different in color already. So I got tan in the Naturally Radiant, and in the multi-use sculpting concealer I got Chestnut. Okay, so I do think they already look a little bit different. I'll swatch them side by side. Alright, so this is tan. That is what tan looks like. Okay, and then this is Chestnut from the newer concealer, which I think I'm gonna like Chestnut a little bit better. And that is Chestnut right there. As you can see, it's a little bit darker than tan. So I'm gonna try them both out here. So again, that's tan on this side. So I'll put a little bit. And then this is Chestnut on this side. And they say only to use a little bit, so that's what I'm gonna do, just right under the eyes. All right, I'm just gonna take the top part of my beauty blender and start to blend this out. My beauty blender is still damp. Alright, so that is tan on that side. And this is Chestnut over here. I flipped my beauty blender over. Alright, so that's Chestnut. And that's tan. I think I kind of get away with either one. I feel like here I have a little bit of a gap. I don't know whether my beauty blender is too damp. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna go in with just a little bit more here of the Chestnut. Right in that little area, looks like a little sunken. And I'm gonna put a little bit more tan on this side. Alright, so I use this side for Chestnut. I'm gonna let it sit for a second. Let it sit for a second and dry down a little bit. Alright, I don't know that I'm gonna conceal any other areas of my face right now. Probably just under the eyes. I'm not really going anywhere. This is just for demo purposes. So I'm just gonna kind of wear this in the house for a few hours or so and then come back and let you guys know how it kind of held up. So I probably won't be in too much heat. I'm actually in the air condition. I just really cannot stand the heat. I cannot go out there today to kind of put this to the ultimate test. So yeah, this is pretty much just for video purposes. I may do the whole thing if I decide to put an eyeshadow on or do like an eyeshadow look, but I think this is going to be as far as I go with it. All right, let me blend this side out. All right, let me see. Here, what I like here. All right, so now that that's kind of blended out, I actually like both colors. I actually like both colors. I think I probably would let it sit a little bit longer next time and probably try blending it out with a brush to see how that is. But I actually like both colors. I think it looks very natural on the skin. This one on this side, I can kind of tell like it's a little bit more full coverage than this side, but this one is actually a little bit more brighter, I think, because of the overall color. So I could either go with this one or this one. I actually like both concealers, and I think I would probably use both of them again. And that's just first impression. Okay, all right, so now I'm going to go into the setting powder. This is what the packaging looks like. I got the translucent medium to set under my eyes. I did not get the deep. When I did look at the deep, I thought it was a little red, but the reason why I didn't get the deep is because I don't think I'll get much use of it. I mean, I do have the Laura Mercier setting powder. I typically don't set the overall face only because of the simple fact that I have drier skin, and when I tend to set my overall face, my makeup looks cracky and patchy and cakey, so I don't like that. So I normally just set just the under eye, and I do set my Makeup Forever HD because it is kind of dewy, so a lot dewy, so I'll set that. But I usually use my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Deep Dark or Dark Deep. So yeah, so when you open it up, it has a little top here, a little plastic top, and then it has a sifter inside. So I'm just going to shake a little bit this into the top. All right, and I think it's a really, really beautiful color. That is the color of it. Really, really beautiful color. All right, so I'm just gonna set under the eyes with this. And I'm just gonna press this into the skin. I really do not bake for the purposes of my skin being so dry. My beauty blender still is damp. I'm taking some more of that like this, and I'm just pressing it into the skin. Okay, that's it. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. I actually really, really like the color of that. I actually really, really like the way it's pressed into the skin. Oh my gosh, I like this powder. I really do. I really do like this powder. Oh my goodness, look at my under eyes, y'all. That's beautiful. That is a beautiful powder. And I really, really love the color of this, because I get banana powders, but I feel like they're a little too yellow, and sometimes they make me look a little too stark white underneath. But look at the color of that. And it's looking crazy because I don't have any contour or anything on, and I don't think I'm going to contour. I'm just going to do the concealer and the foundation just to show y'all what it looks like. But I love that. Look at that. That is beautiful. Look at that setting powder. And I'm not going to bake because I don't need to. Like, my skin's dry. I don't need to bake. Okay, so overall, first impressions right now, I love the foundation. I love the way that it went on. It went on very smoothly. I don't prefer either side over the other. I think I could do it with a beauty blender or a brush, and I think it would still look very, very nice. I think the skin looks very radiant. It doesn't look dry or cakey or patchy in any areas at the moment, first impression wise. I think that it looks very youthful and very vibrant. As far as the concealers are concerned, I think I like the super coverage concealer a little bit better at this point, but I don't think that the natural radiant was bad either. And I think they're both good colors I could get away with. The natural radiant if I'm going for a more dramatic look because of the color, and the super coverage if I'm going for a more natural look under the eyes. The setting powder, magnifique. The setting powder is really, really nice. I absolutely love the color. I'm trying to think what's the color that I have for Makeup Revolution. There's a color in between the banana and like something else. I think it's called terracotta, but I think it's a little too red or something. But this one just has like it's just right. I can't describe it. Like, it has the right amount of red and the right amount of gold in it. Like, it's just a really, really nice powder. Like, it's not banana, but it's not terracotta. It's kind of like right in the middle. If banana and terracotta had a baby, boom, it would be translucent medium in Too Faced. So yes, so I'm gonna wear this for a while. My camera's about to cut off, so let me wrap this up. I'm gonna wear this for a few hours, come back a little bit later and show y'all how it wore for a few hours, and then we'll talk from there. Okay, so far so good. Shots out to Jackie again. A very good product. I'm gonna wear it, come back, and let you guys know my final thoughts on this product. Okay, so I will see y'all when I get back. Thanks. Okay guys, so I'm just back real quick to show y'all the time that I put this on. I haven't done anything else on my face, but the time is 1:08. So that is the time I got finished applying everything. So I'll probably come back maybe around 5-ish or so. I'll wait for about 4 hours and see what it does. I don't have oily skin, so I'm not testing like if my oils peek through or anything like that, because they're not, because I don't have oily skin. I just want to see like if it oxidizes, how it wears after about 4 hours. I'm not going to contour or anything, so it's going to kind of look a little crazy without like my whole face coming together. But I just wanted to see like the wear of the powder without anything else like blocking it, and the wear of the foundation without any other products on top of it. Okay, so that's it, and how it acts with the primer. So yeah, so I'll be back in a few hours. I just want to check in real quick and tell y'all the time I got finished with everything, and then I'll come back probably around 5-ish and show y'all what my face kind of still looks like after 4 hours. Okay, alrighty, see you guys then. 5:23, and I put this foundation on at like 1:09. So this is what my face is looking like. If you see any wet areas, it is because I'm sweating. Okay, so I'm just going to blot a little bit, only because the simple fact that this sweat is not oil, because I don't get oily. So the sweat is 94 degrees outside, and I actually said I wasn't going to leave and go anywhere, but I had to go get food. So I ran out, so I've been gone for about 45 minutes, ran out to go get food, come back in, and I'm almost drenched in sweat because it's so freaking hot. My body, I sweat like a pig all over, and especially on my face. So this is what if I look up, you probably can see my concealer has a little bit of creasing underneath the eye, and that is only because I sweat so bad. So it does, my face does that with every concealer that I use. It does not matter what brand, what setting powder, whatever. As soon as I start to sweat, I have smile lines, as you can see under there, and it's going to settle into those smile lines. Okay, other than that, the rest of my concealer and my powder still looks pretty good. I did not contour, I did not add anything else to my face, so that's why my concealer still looks a little bright, because I didn't do like overall powder or anything like that. Just really wanted to see how it wears with just the concealer, using the powder and everything like that. So once again, this is what my face looks like. I think the foundation still looks really good. Even looking in my mirror, it looks really good. Don't mind my lips, they're a little stained because I was doing another video of lip swatches. So let's just talk about everything. All right, so first the primer. I didn't feel like it was, I mean, it's not something that I probably would want to repurchase. It didn't do anything really for my skin. I felt like it didn't make it feel like very nourishing. It didn't make it feel dry either, so it's kind of like in between. But the only reason why I did purchase this is because I feel like certain primers go well with what they're made to go with. So this one's pretty much a Too Faced product, so I wanted to use it with the Too Faced foundation. So like I have Fenty, I have the Fenty primer and the foundation. I have the Makeup Forever primer and the foundation. So I feel like certain things go well together if they're from the same brand. So that's why I picked this up. But I mean, I didn't, you know, it wasn't like something that I'm like, oh my god, I love this primer. No, but I didn't think it was bad either. Okay, so that's the primer. Alright, so foundation, like I said, the Spice Rum was not my match, but the Tiramisu is what I have on now. I thought that this was a really good match. I really like the way it looks, very natural on the skin, very radiant. Wearing it for about 4 hours now, it did not move around on my skin. I feel like my light areas are still covered. In this area right here, it's still pretty covered, and this is 2 pumps of foundation. I feel like I could have stopped after 1 pump, but I went ahead and did a second pump just for the purposes of this video. Okay, I didn't want to do a third pump because I don't want to look too cakey, because I know my skin is a little bit dry. It does not feel drying on the skin. I feel like if you do have dry skin, you should be able to pull this foundation off. I would probably just use either the primer that I did use, which like I said, it wasn't as hydrating as I like it to be, but it wasn't bad either. Or use a hydrating primer underneath it. So it doesn't feel drying on the skin. I think it's a comfortable wear. Yeah, so I don't think it looks super matte, but then it is not super dimmy. It just looks like a really natural finish. Okay, as far as the concealer is concerned, on this side I have the Naturally Radiant concealer. I feel like this side is a lot brighter than this side, and as we can see in my video earlier, the tan was a little bit lighter than the Chestnut. I do prefer the Chestnut over the tan, so I probably will send this back and get a different color. As far as the coverage and how it wears, I do like the concealer. I like them both, but I just think I like this color, the overall color, better. Okay, but I like them at this point equally. I don't think that I will be wearing the tan again to get another wear out of it to see, because it's so light. So I do want to switch the colors. I'm probably going to send this back and get another color, as well as the Spice Rum foundation. And finally, the translucent powder. I love the powder. I thought it was really nice. It really mattified the under eye area really nicely when I pressed it into the skin. I did have a little bit of flashback when I took a picture, but probably because I didn't do my entire face. Like, I wouldn't just let the concealer sit like this. I probably would go over my entire face with like a mineralized skin finish or something else, especially under the eye area. So when I go back, like under the eye area, I probably set the area with just go over it with some MAC mineralized skin finish in dark. So that's probably what I would do to kind of combat that flashback. And I think that's everything. So yes, congratulations to you, Jackie. I'm so happy for you, and I'm so proud of you for being an advocate for deeper, darker skin tones, and for actually helping Too Faced extend their shade range. I think it is a big and a great opportunity and such a great and humble platform to be on. And you know, I really admire you as a person, and I just want to say congratulations. I really love the foundation. I think you did an excellent job. And you know, just everybody out there, let's just learn to support and encourage each other on our different journeys, okay? Just because, you know, Jackie helped come up with some shades and they did not suit one person, they may work for somebody else, okay? One person should not just be the all in to it all. Like, it doesn't work for her, it doesn't work for anybody. No, okay? We are all different. We have different skin tones, we have different undertones, etc., etc. So like I said, congratulations, Jackie. I think you did a fabulous job on the foundation. I am blessed to have found a good shade to match me, and I'm pretty sure that other people will be happy and excited about this foundation as well, as be able to find their shade as well. So congratulations to you. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. Any questions, comments, or concerns, you can leave them in the description, in the comment section down below. Hopefully I will get a chance to read them all, and I will see you guys in my next video, okay?